What's up, YouTubers? This is Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Welcome back to the channel, and this is another kind of little quick hit, sort of. I don't know, we'll see how this breaks down, but I said I would talk about the New Justice revamp of Justice League, which technically has the original Justice League Unlimited lineup with the addition of Cyborg. And I just wanted to kind of jump in on this and say that this book is actually pretty good. It's got some really interesting setup in it. There's a lot of good stuff with Martian Manhunter, where we get to see him in his role as chairman of the Justice League and how he responds to leading the Justice League and being the centerpiece, being the HNIC of the whole operation. And it's kind of funny to watch because we see doubt, we see conviction, we see all sorts of feelings that he has, and even get some glimpses of what it was he was out there looking for when he disappeared from the DC universe. Not only that, we also see some really interesting stuff going on with Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor has lost his damn mind, and Lex Luthor is out there in these streets going after Vandal Savage. And I'm just going to say it right now, he takes Vandal Savage out, and he does so with a doorknob. A doorknob that technically has the ability to unlock a secret doorway that Vandal Savage may have been keeping guarded, because he knows what it will unlock. And we get the introduction of two symbols. The symbol of the Justice League, which is, pretty much essentially what the Hall of Justice looks like, and is also the symbol that is on the telepathic boardroom table that John Jones has put together. We also see the symbol that is on the doorknob once Lex Luthor takes out Vandal Savage. It's a glowing red symbol that looks very similar to the one that the Justice League has, but I'm pretty sure that it's an inverted symbol and is essentially the symbol for the Legion of Doom. This book is mostly set up. This is actually one of my major criticisms for Justice League No Justice, but I do actually appreciate the way this stuff was handled in this book, because not only was it set up for future events, because we see John Stewart out in Earth's orbit preparing to take out this totality that is beaming from the source wall to Earth. I think it's safe to say at this point that this is how he's going to wind up getting his hands on the ultraviolet lantern ring. We also get a lot of character development in this one. We see a lot of interaction, a lot of dialogue. It's so good. This is one of those things, I talked about this when I was comparing Avengers to Justice League, the whole No Justice versus, Avengers Fresh Start. And the thing that I kept going back to is that, man, that dialogue just isn't working for me. You got these characters on these pages that are very different from one another and working together, but they're not really having any genuine, like, oh man, this is like a really fun conversation that they're having amongst each other and giving us a glimpse into their personality. We weren't really getting that in No Justice, but we get it here with the Justice League, and we finally get to see and we also get a quick turnaround on seeing the fruits of the labor between John Jones and Lex Luthor when they worked together in No Justice. And now we're getting something I never knew I wanted. We are getting essentially the DC Universe's version of the Death Note dynamic between Light Yagami and Elle. You take your pick on which one is which. But I like it because Martian Manhunter and Lex Luthor are really intelligent characters, probably some of the smartest beings in the universe, and seeing how they had what could only be described as a mutual respect for each other, albeit a grudging one, these two characters are going to be perfect as leaders of their respective factions. Because, once again, I'm just glad it's not Batman. Batman versus Lex Luthor, I have no interest in it, I don't care. But like I said, this book is setting up so much. We get to see the Legion of Doom introduced. We get to see what might possibly be the ultraviolet lantern ring. We get to see teases of the gods and the guardians. We get to see teases of the Monitor. And we also get to see teases of the Justice League versus the Legion of Doom, and how Lex Luthor's obsession with becoming a champion of entropy in the wake of Justice League No Justice is going to doom the world. Like I said, this book, once again, it is all set up, but it is actually set up handled right. Like, this is teasing, not just, giving me a whole book full of just nothing but, oh, here's what's happening next. Here's what's happening next. Put that shit in DC Nation number 1, number 2, number 3. Put it in those books. Don't put it in the books proper. Save those 22 pages, those precious 22 pages for some storytelling. But anyways, I like what I saw, and full disclosure, I have not been reading Justice League up until maybe when Christopher Priest jumped in, because I'm not gonna lie, man, them first 2, 3, maybe 4 volumes of Justice League, when DC Rebirth started, like, everyone was talking about how, oh man, DC Rebirth is killing it, all the books are great. Not quite. Justice League was some doo-doo. Justice League of America was actually a slightly better book than Justice League. I would actually dare say it was the better book between the two, but that's neither here nor there. Like, DC Rebirth threw out some clunkers. It wasn't quite, you know, what everyone tried to make it out to be, because Cyborg was garbage, Blue Beetle was garbage, Hellblazer was not very good, and I hate saying that. But Justice League was probably the worst book in DC Rebirth. And now I feel like with Scott Snyder on board, since he has essentially been writing the Justice League via Metal for so long, I feel like he may finally have a handle on how to write these characters the way these other writers couldn't, other than Christopher Priest, because Christopher Priest pretty much revitalized that book for me. It was just not good. But anyways, let me know what you thought. If you read Justice League #1, let me know what you thought about it. Sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, Superman punch that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, and tap the bell so you know when I post up. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Plus Ultra!